Nice.
Jam Machine 7. We made it 7. We made it 7 every time.
Be the 8th.
At some point, we're just gonna have to like let the elephant out of the room, because every time that because we record the 7th episode, but like when we record Jam Machine's number 7, it's the 8th episode, and that annoys me. So either the first episode the episode 0 exists, or it doesn't exist.
I like the idea of a hidden treasure.
Yeah.
Not that what we have is gold necessarily,
but like I was about to introduce this and be like, we made it. I was about to be like, we made it to number 7.
Yeah.
But technically, we're at number 8.
There's a director's cut.
So like, but does it count?
It can. Don't worry about it. You know.
Okay. I just don't like to do that mental math in my head every time I'm thinking about these episodes.
You have the movie and you have all the sequels of the movie.
All right.
But then there's a director's cut.
It's true.
That's
all right. How about this? From now on, the foreseeable future, we're just we know that episode 0 exists, but I'm gonna talk about it as if it doesn't. So I'm gonna be like, this is the 7th episode, but like we know it's there. It knows it's there. It knows that we love it in its own cosmic and special way.
Right. Micah knows, I know, and you know.
And now now the people know.
Right.
And we're gonna do a better job of. Well, I mean, we don't have Mountain Dew or props, so all that's left is the cold, crisp voices of blissful conversation at 11:09 on a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. It feels like a Tuesday, honestly. I don't know why. It just feels mad Tuesday-ish.
Rain, blue, and Tuesday are all the same in my head.
Blues Day?
Mm-hmm.
Blues Day.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it's because it rhymes. Yeah.
Blues Day.
Blue and, yeah.
I was trying to think of like a different color to go with a different...
Well, they also say that purple, evening, and Thursday are all the same.
Oh, Thursday's purple, for sure.
Yeah, right?
Thursday's definitely purple. And Tuesday... You think Tuesday's blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Now,
I think Wednesday's green.
Monday... Well, okay.
Okay, all right.
Monday and Wednesday, not that I really could think of another one being green, but Monday and Wednesday I was going to say are interchangeable, whether it wants to be red or yellow. I would have taken either. But I didn't really...
I don't know if I think Monday is red.
Yeah.
I kind of think of Sunday as red.
I don't even know. In my mind, the weekend's probably black to me.
Weekend's black?
Yeah, because I can't really pick a color on it. Yeah, it's got so much potential.
But isn't black not a color? Oh, but the absence... No, I mean, am I wrong? Or
I don't have the time. Like...
Oh, so you disagree with me, but you don't want to...
I don't know. But I know you and I have had this conversation
I mean,
before.
if we... Yeah, but you went to, like, printer paper or something. I don't know what you did. But, I mean, technically speaking, black is the absence of color.
If it's put out... If Crayola has it in their system, it's a color.
That's not true. Crayola has, like, 60...
Oh, I bet they've hit 128 now.
Yeah, but I mean, are those all colors?
Yeah.
Just because they say it's a color?
Yes.
They give it a name?
I will give them that authority to decide what's color and what's not.
We're going to give that all over to Crayola?
I don't see why
This is how communism happens, James. We give all the power to one unified crayon government.
You are using the slippery slope argument. It doesn't apply here. If we give them this power, it'll stop there.
We'll be all right?
Yeah. In our country, anyways, yeah.
Dude, kindergarten,
mm-hmm.
$64, Crayola crayons. On the back is a little hole it's like a little crayon sharpener built into the box. Like, so you could sharpen the crayons as you were coloring.
This is all news to me. I wasn't that kid.
I was that kid in kindergarten.
Really?
Oh yeah, because I was considered special education at that time, so my mom like pandered to me, so I got the good crayons.
Bet.
But so at that point in time, I was still pragmatically illiterate, is what I use now.
Mm-hmm.
There is a specific name for the disorder, but basically, yeah, I guess I'm going to talk about this now.
Yeah.
When I was a young kid, and it's ironic because now I am like. I mean, not trying to pat myself in the back, but like I'm known for being a good public speaker and not shutting up and being able to flow sentences really well. when I was a kid, that's literally the one thing I could not do. My brain knew words, it knew the letters, and it could combine letters to make a word, but it couldn't put meaning behind that word. And that's kind of where semantics and pragmatics come into play, because the semantics of a word is basically the meaning of the word, or the meaning of the word in context to the sentence, or maybe the circumstance. So different words may have different semantics based on the different kinds of things. So I'd either use the wrong semantics of a word, or I'd use no semantics at all. So someone would ask me what my name is, and I'd say ice cream. Because I knew the word ice cream. I didn't know it meant that the dairy treat on a cone. So that was my problem. So
Even if someone told you that what it meant, it wouldn't matter, you'd forget? Or?
I'd probably forget.
Okay.
I think I was too young, or my brain was still developing. I did not speak my first real coherent sentence until I was 4 years old.
Okay.
And that's a story for another time. It's a really cute story, but I mean, give the viewers something to crave for in the future, I suppose.
Right.
So yeah, that my mom was like, all right, well, might as well make my kid the king of kindergarten if he's gonna be like just because like I just screamed because think about it, if I don't have semantics, I don't have a way to express my emotions with words.
Right. So
I scream and I cry, or I laugh, or I scream in joy, or I scream in hunger. I did a lot of screaming. So they were like, well, maybe the kindergartners will hate Micah, but at least they'll be able to borrow his crayons because he's the.
Did you share?
Of course, I shared.
Well, then there
I
you go.
I was a really nice kid.
Yeah.
I was a really nice kid, and you know what? I saw this Facebook post today that was like, it felt like a personal attack to me. It said, you, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, you were not a nice or kind kid. You were scared of you were scared of conflict, and you didn't. Yeah, you were scared of conflict. You weren't actually a nice kid.
I don't know if I could really relate or understand or.
Well, I could because I was very scared of conflict as a kid. I didn't want. Like, I wanted kids to like me. I wanted teachers to like me. I wanted my family to like me. And I didn't want to, like, cause any problems for anybody. So, like, I just tried to be... Like, they were like, be nice to people. I was like, so if I be nice to people, then...
Make no enemies.
Then I make no enemies. Seems like a good choice. Like, seems like the logical...
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? You know?
Right.
And I kind of carried that into high school, I think. Like, well... The good, logical, no conflict choice would be to, do my homework and not, don't be tardy, use the bathroom when you need to. I mean, just like all this stuff. So
I hate to say it, but I was sort of a little bit different.
You were built different.
It wasn't, yeah, for real. But it wasn't, it's not that I wasn't mean or anything. It was just, I wasn't popular either. I just longed for a good story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't really have anything to say when you come home, it's just, oh, I went and did this, I did the right thing, blah, blah, blah. It would kind of drive me insane.
And I agree with you.
Right.
At this stage of my life, I completely agree with you. There's a lot of things about high school and middle school. I mean, middle school, I don't regret my childhood. I don't think anyone should regret their childhood, and that's a conversation for a completely different time. Mm-hmm. Because I have a lot to say about like just the nature of childhood. I think it's really interesting.
Right.
But the different podcast, different day. Remind me. We'll spend a day talking about it.
Yeah, we'll do it on the next episode.
But high school.
Yeah.
I regret just kind of pacing the lines the whole way. Don't get me wrong. I still have I have good memories, of course. But like,
what do you mean pacing the lines?
Like I never like dipped my toes in any trouble. Like I never got in any trouble.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like didn't do stuff. I was like, you did stuff all the time.
Yeah, like I did stuff, but like socially acceptable stuff. That wasn't like that. There was no conflict.
But that's what's funny about high school is because it's pretty much your entire social life. It's how you've met everyone, pretty much all that.
Yeah.
You kind of think it's detention is sort of like jail for people like you and I guess, let's say. Who were always trying to stay out of conflict and stuff. But, when you look back on it, okay, you hit someone you really wanted to hit. You actually did choose to do that. If you did choose to do that, you might get a lunch detention or two. maybe a suspension depending on how it really went down, and your parents were called. And you didn't want your parents mad at you. They're the ones in charge of you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you really weren't. There was no consequence that was really in the long term.
Yeah.
You missed a class or you missed a day of classes because you were suspended. I don't know. It really did seem not that bad now that you look back on it.
Like, that was when I look back, the things that I think about are like, man, I should have went to lunch detention once. Like, I should have done. There's got to have been something that I could have done to get lunch detention. Like, I don't know what it would have been, but like the fact that no one ever sent me to lunch detention meant that I was probably too good of a kid in high school. I hesitate to even say that you could be too good of a kid, but like,
from my experience in middle school, I got lunch detention just from kids would try and they mixed 5 elementary schools into one school at Ernie Davis Middle School.
Yeah.
It was bound to happen. People were bound to get fights, so they'd pick on stuff with me. And, my dad would tell me to fight back, and he'd defend me if I got in trouble. But I got lunch detention a few times then, and really it was just sitting in a room, and maybe you could do work. But they made me sit next to the kid I fought, and I hated that.
Oh,
but I did get suspended from school one time, and I was in 9th grade. And I'm not going to say it. All I'm going to say is I was pretty much guilty, and I was I was just being an idiot. In school, and you know how that is, but
we're not exposing ourselves today.
No, it's really not something I even want my kids to know, even when they're adults. So it was just me being
boldly implying that
an idiot.
Our kids are gonna watch Jam Machines.
I'm saying if I were to repeat this story, even then, I'm just saying I wouldn't even want them to know as adults.
Your wife pregnant, instead of playing Beethoven, you play Jam Machines, so they can listen to that.
For now,
that would be a terrible idea. They're gonna.
Well, that's the thing. You don't want your kids to really. I would imagine, anyways. You wouldn't want your kids to look at you any sort of way, like, "Oh, you were an idiot." You don't want them to know that until.
Yeah.
At least they hit puberty.
Yeah.
Because maybe.
My dad was a wild man in high school. He didn't tell me until I turned 18, which is probably a good idea.
Right.
But I mean. He was a wild man. He wrecked his car about the same. When I wrecked my car, he after yelling at me, of course, he told me that he wrecked his car at the exact same age, which made it feel a little better. But then I was like, well, you know how it feels. You couldn't spare me a little bit of slack.
Maybe he did.
Maybe he did.
You don't know.
You know what? Maybe you're right. My mom, yeah. My mom was accident-free, so she didn't know. So she gave a real lashing, verbal lashing.
Well, did any of your brothers ever make some sort of mistake and they wrecked the car a little bit? Oh,
no, we have more. There's more carpenters that have crashed than carpenters who have not crashed.
Right. So
actually,
why'd she go so hard on you if it's previously happened in the family?
I don't know.
I guess that's a question for her, but.
The circumstances on which I was driving were a little
That's true.
shaky. I mean, it was pretty early in the morning. I was driving so early to avoid an ice storm, but I ended up careening right into the deadliest part of the ice storm because I was out too early for the salt trucks to even be out. So that was a pretty dumb move on my part. Yeah. But otherwise, the accident was 100% not my fault.
Where were you coming from again?
I was hanging out with some buddies for the weekend.
Okay.
And it was like about an hour drive. And
I forget, but why didn't you stay over, though?
Because I had work. I had to work. I had to do a mid-shift. And I was either get up and leave at 9:30 or 10 and just embrace the storm that was supposed to happen at that time. Or wake up at 6 or 7 and get home before the storm started. But the ice had already formed, so...
Yeah.
That car was destroyed.
You live and learn. Most importantly, you lived.
You lived.
That's right. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to look back and be like, I'm very glad I crashed that car. I got something I can tell people.
Right.
It's not something I'm actively going to do. But, that one song by AJR, it's 100 bad days make 100 good stories.
I don't know that one.
100 good stories make me interesting at parties.
Okay.
Dude, every AJR song that I've sung...
Who the hell is AJR?
That's the band that makes these songs. This is the second time that I've sung AJR for no reason because you have no idea what it is.
What does it stand for?
I don't know. I just know the songs on the radio. Like, I don't follow this band religiously. They have catchy songs on 92.7 FM.
I don't listen to Adjust Raccoons. So, sorry. I was trying to think of what it might be about.
A juicy rabbit.
A juicy rabbit, yeah.
Acorns.
That sounds like the character listing from the new Space Jam. A juicy rabbit.
A juicy rabbit.
We're all picturing the same rabbit.
No, my
Big Chungus.
Oh, right, yeah.
Get your mind out of the gutter. I know what you were thinking of.
No, I got it. No, it was there because I thought you were referencing the Lola Bunny drama.
I know.
Dude, I haven't thought of Big Chungus in like years.
No, they have him. I saw a clip really quick. They have him like he's making fun of the hunter, I think, but he does the Big Chungus thing like for like 2 seconds.
Get on my way.
Yeah.
I remember the clip.
Yeah,
Big Chungus.
I was like, wow, they knew what they were doing.
Oh my
Pulling
God.
out a 2018 meme just for the fun of it.
Oh, memes. Where were we?
Well, I was gonna wrap it up by saying, yeah, parents, they don't really, and just like they
like,
should,
I don't
they
know
really
how
shouldn't say what they did until later on.
Yeah, that's fair. I think they should say it eventually, though. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they are most of them are pretty funny stories.
My dad told me a few months ago that he said I'll hear stuff about him after he's passed, and I'm gonna think, what the hell was Dad thinking? He told me that word for word, and I remember being like, what could that be, though? Because I don't already know it. I'm never gonna know it while he's apparently still breathing. Yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe you'll tell your kids that one day, and be like, kids, don't do what James does.
What I should do is I should say something like that, but like there never was anything. Just make myself a little bit more interesting.
Kids, it all started when I started this podcast called Jam Machines. That's when it went all downhill.
Yep, there was before I started a podcast.
There's before Jam Machines and after Jam Machines. There's
and I remember very little from
BJM
before.
And AJM.
I remember very little before.
Everything before Jam Machines is a blur, and everything after Jam Machines is way too clear in my nightmares.
Right. Yeah.
So now we can talk about the actual main point of the podcast today. This is why I love. I love that we can just improv the first like 20 minutes. Right. And it's actually like good stuff. Or I mean, I think it's good stuff.
We're still learning stuff about each other.
We're learning about. That's good. That would suck if we knew everything about each other.
Yeah.
Like, I think we got this dynamic going on where, like, I can't even describe it. Like, like, most friends are, like, the point of the friendship is for them to, like, hang out and, like, learn about each other.
Well, that's the thing. It always seems like either they form these relationships maybe based off 2K or smoking weed or whatever, but at the end of the day, what do you really have to offer for conversation and expanding what you know about the world and themselves?
Yeah. Like, I think the whole point of a friendship, and that's like, I'm not bashing, because that's the whole point of it, is that you meet someone and you talk and you realize, oh, we both like this. Our favorite color is this. We both like video games. Right. We're both interested in band
and what can you do
so and so.
Right.
And that from those similarities come interesting conversation that form a friendship because obviously you guys want to spend more time with one another. I'm not saying that's not the case with us.
Right.
But I feel like we have our friendship is more so based off like a professional relationship. Where we also just, on the side, just happen to learn things about each other.
Right.
You know, like, we made Jam Machines because we both had a bunch of technology and wanted to come together and make this. You know?
Right.
We were like, whoa, we're best friends. And we need to cement our legacy by talking to each other in this pod. Like, that's not...
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that. It's like, oh...
Podcasts are trendy right
listen,
now.
Like, yo, you got photography going on. Mm-hmm. Like, you got your projects going on. I got my projects going on. What if we made a project together? Like, that's kind of
Great minds who come up with
Yeah.
things like Ice Cube.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. This is a great YouTube video
Yeah.
that Micah came up with, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll plug it later on. But there's stuff like that, and then I have the tech to do all of it and make it all possible and help each other out. And we just help each other out.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like stuff like this can happen. Like, even after, like, high school, we don't have a reason to just go to the same building and be in front of each other. I think, like, there's not really, like, an awkward... Like, I don't think there's any awkward tension between us when we're working on stuff, because, like, that's what it is. It's a professional relationship kind of thing.
But that's why it's funny, because
you
and I never really were friends that much in high school.
Yeah.
We were in the same building.
But we did a bunch of stuff together.
Right. But we were in the same building for, 4 years or so, consecutively. Didn't really talk to, like, the last semester, really. That's when we were really doing stuff and all that.
Yeah, like, we did a bunch of we did a whole mashup.
We both started segments at the same time.
We did a whole mashup episode for our segments together, but you wouldn't see us, like, walking down the hallway just talking about classes. Like, that's not what happened,
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're not, like, real friends. Like, we go to
No, I got you.
We go to parties, we just vibe,
Right.
Like,
yeah. We know how it is.
but I want to get into words why I think that this can, like, why this can work. Like, there's a lot of people that I don't think I could work a podcast with, even though I think we're really good friends.
Yeah.
It's just, I just don't think it would work.
The bond is strong.
Like, there's a few others that I think it could work with, but there's a lot more than I just know that.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
I had thoughts about doing a podcast before, but once again, the people that I love and surround myself with, they aren't people I could really work with.
Yeah.
Like, I can work with you in the same dynamic and the same understanding of what we'd even be doing.
Yeah.
Like you would. So, yeah, it's a perfect match for a perfect podcast on this perfect episode.
Number 7.
Yeah.
Just number 7. Just number 7.
Allegedly.
Oops, all berries.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to pull it up because I kind of forgot where the transition was. Oh, yeah, we're not doing that today. We're going
to... that's the other elephant in the room.
Watch Jamestine's episode 8. That's all I'm going to... watch episode 8. If you're watching episode 7 and episode 8's coming up...
I don't know why we're pretending like they don't know. I feel if you saw 6, you're seeing
if you
7
now. If you're in the rare case where you've watched episode 7, but you haven't watched episode 6, then, like, spoilers.
Yeah.
Watch episode 6. But episode 8 is when James is going to drink his gallon of water.
The past couple episodes it's been brought up that Micah doesn't think I can drink a gallon of water.
It's not that I don't think you can't. You can't. You cannot.
And I think I can.
This is not an opinion piece. You can't drink.
Because, hold on, it's your hypothesis then. We haven't done the experiment yet, so you don't necessarily know. And I told my family about it, and they're split on it too.
There's no way you got a single person to agree with you on this.
My mom and
gallons of water.
Someone else did. I forgot the other person, but yeah, my mom was like, "Yeah, I think you could."
Dude, I don't have to ask my family about this tonight. I'm not gonna tell him your like 20 gallon thing. I'm just gonna ask him my.
But
gallon
make sure you have.
I'm gonna see if I can get
I'm
any.
allowed to pee, and
you're saving.
Yeah, and it's not that I'm really not saving anyone right now, but that's where it all stemmed from, was that I had a motive.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you're saying your human limit is 20.
Well, really, this just turned into whether I could do it in 1 hour. I'm starting to think that I maybe wouldn't be able to do 20 in 24 hours.
That's what I think. You could drink a gallon of water an hour. Of course I do.
What are you talking about? That's what the whole experiment is on.
No, the whole experiment. You think you can drink 20 gallons in 24 hours,
Micah,
which is impossible. I think you drink a gallon.
You're
of water.
changing up right now.
No, this whole thing was because you thought you could drink 20 gallons in 24 hours.
That's how it started. But why do you think?
And then I was like, if you drank 1 gallon of water in an hour right now, because we did the math, that's 1 gallon per hour. Mm-hmm. You would realize that 20 gallons is 24 hours. Watch episode 5.
No one said anything about
Watch episode 5. Watch episode 5. You will hear those words coming out of my mouth.
I do.
You will.
Anyways,
we I've tried segueing for 900 different times. I want to talk about video games today.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about, and I've been planning, thinking about this episode for a while, because it's hard for me to think of episodes that both of us can talk about, and it's really hard for me to think of episodes where you take the lead. But this was one where it came quite naturally, because you play a lot of Minecraft.
Yeah, but that's the only game I really play.
Yes,
right.
But I literally want to talk about because even though I haven't played, I have played a lot of Minecraft. I haven't played it as recently as much.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really played many video games.
I'm still not even really caught up.
I haven't really played many video games all that much these days. But I mean, Minecraft. What year did Minecraft come out? I think Minecraft.
PC Minecraft.
I want to just argue how timeless Minecraft is.
Right, and
it came out at least 10 years ago.
Yeah, so it came out in 2009. I think it was originally under a different name, but it was originally in 2009, and it was only like cobblestone and grass blocks, and Notch, the creator, would add in a different update every once in a while. Let's talk about our personal experiences about how we found out about it first. So I found out about it because my younger sister, she was younger by 2 years, so she was 9 and I was 11. This was 2011, and Pocket Edition had come out. Now, there was Pocket Edition that cost $7.
You mean on the phone, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, mobile, sorry. That's what Pocket Edition is. It's
mobile. I should have figured that out.
Yeah, no, it's just in case anyone doesn't know that. But so there was that, and then there's the free version that was free, but you couldn't save the game. Now, me and my sister, being 9 and 11 with no income whatsoever, could not find $7 apparently for a while. So we got this free version. You can kind of build. I don't even think there were animals, but you could kind of build, and you had the keypad and on your left thumb, and on the right you could move around and look around and stuff. And it wasn't an unlimited. It couldn't render unlimited. It was only one square, and you could, I think, have multiplayer, but once again, if you went on a different app, it pretty much went away. So it was on my mom's iPod. I would turn it off, on sleep mode, and then I'd make sure no one got on, and I get back on, and I could still play in that same world.
Yeah.
And that's how me and my sister found out about it, and it was amazing. And it wasn't until 2 years later where a couple different kids, shouted to them, gave me pirated versions that I could download on a USB.
Oh.
So middle school was all right. My grades were maybe not that great and whatever.
Yeah.
But when I got home and my parents weren't on the PC and weren't trying to delete it, because it happened a few times, I had a great time.
Yeah.
So how'd you find out about it?
It's got to be one of two avenues. I can't remember which. I think both are kind of happening around the same time. You went to Broadway?
I went to Ernie Davis Middle School.
Okay, so I was at Broadway Middle School,
mm-hmm.
and on the computers in the school, for whatever reason, there was Minecraft installed. And on the computers in you take a computer class in middle school kind of thing. They're just really just learning Word and all that stuff. But so there's a technology room, and I remember his name was Mr. Palmentary, and
it's not Mr. Palmetier?
Palman something, I don't know.
Palmetier, I think is.
Palmetier? Sure. I don't know. Let's go Palmetier. Anyways, so there's a technology room, and this, way it light across was laptops and our desktop computers, and they all had Minecraft on them as well. And of course, we just had this conversation. I'm a good kid. Don't like conflict. And opened up Minecraft during class. That's conflict. So I didn't do that. Except I did. One day, because there was this kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the back of the class. I was in the back.
Can we give the name?
No, because I don't remember his name.
Okay.
I literally do not remember his name.
You didn't graduate with him?
I mean, he was in the same grade as me, so yeah, we did. But
yeah, his cherry went off.
I can't remember. He lives in a camera. I can't remember the name. But this one kid wasn't even in the back of the classroom. He was in the second from the back, so I could see him, but he couldn't see me. And This kid was on Minecraft every day. I mean, he was playing Minecraft every class, just building stuff, building houses, like crumbling up dirt.
It's more fun to destroy, but
yeah, like playing TNT and all this stuff. And every time Mr. Palmatier, and I think this is before the technology that allowed him to see every computer that was on the screen. Otherwise, obviously, would have gotten shut down really fast.
Right.
But every time Mr. Palmatier would come to the back, he'd be like, escape, and it'd be gone. And then this kid never got caught, ever. So one day, I was like, I've had enough. I'm playing Minecraft on the computers today. And I was really scared to do it.
So it looked fun when you were watching him do it,
yes,
though.
it did.
Yeah.
So day comes in, open the door, go into class. I'm like, let's do this. Get in the back, load up my stuff, wait for him to start going, and go into Minecraft. And I just start, like, and like other kids like, huh? I'm like, shh.
Forget losing your virginity when you first play Minecraft. And it's not even like you almost do kind of know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You press E, okay, I have these are all the blocks I can use.
Yeah.
I know what TNT does. I know that water's going to move and lava's going to move. It's just like playing in the dirt like when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Except you now have an unlimited resource.
I do want to definitely talk about, like, that's the aspect of Minecraft that I want to talk about when things I like about it.
Right.
And, like, in just a second. To finish up this story.
Yeah.
So I was playing for about 2 minutes. And then, and the other guy is also playing. We're both playing. He can't see me because he's in front of me, so he doesn't know. Mm-hmm. And he does this thing where he just scans the class and just starts walking around. Kid, escape, nothing. He's gone. Don't get caught. Me, escape, 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 nothing.
It wasn't working?
No, it wasn't working.
Not responding.
So, and he's almost to the back of the class, so I just shut down the entire computer.
Yes.
The entire computer. I shut the entire thing off.
There was a virus.
The problem is, I was too late.
Oh, no.
So he walks back, looking, and he looks at me with my hand holding on the power button, sees Minecraft, and then sees a black screen. And I will never forget this. The only thing he says to me was, "Come on, Micah."
Aww.
Just in the most disappointed voice ever. He's like, "Come on, Micah."
That kid probably
and then walks away.
That kid probably was getting in trouble. He just had low standards for that kid.
And then he just walks back, and I have to reopen my computer and start everything over. It was a bad day, but I did love Minecraft. The second avenue was we had an Xbox 360, and I can't remember at what point, but my brothers, my older and my younger brother, Noah and Eli, I think they got into it first, and then I kind of, because like I was more of a Nintendo Wii kind of kid. But then I noticed that they were playing Minecraft a lot, and there's no Minecraft on the Wii, so I'm like, hey, what the heck is this? Well, not what the heck is this, because I knew it was Minecraft. I'm like, whoa, can I get a controller? So I was like playing with them. And that's, so both of those simultaneously was like my introduction to Minecraft.
Right.
And what you were talking about earlier is kind of just like a process of making a game what's known as user-friendly. And an example of something that's not, so at my job, and this is not like a drama story, so I don't really care. I have two computers. One that's just like a regular computer. It runs like Excel and Word, and I use an Excel spreadsheet to track how much money I'm putting into my saves each day, like all that stuff. And the other computer is like straight out of 1995. Like it's called Ace.
Is it white?
No, it's
okay.
Yeah, like the computer itself is like a brand new 2018, but the hardware is like 1995. Like it's a blue screen. Your mouse is not a mouse; it's like a box that moves in like pixels.
Really?
Like your mouse like goes like this.
That's cool.
In order to access anything, you have to hit Alt with a command, so Alt P or Control S or Alt Print Screen P. That's how you navigate the entire thing. It's really weird, weirdly convoluted, and like I said, not user-friendly, because you get there and you have to like read an instruction manual to even figure out how to get around the place. And with most video games, the aim is to be user-friendly. And in most ways, in most cases, the way you do that is by a tutorial. So some kind of really easy or really simple level designed to help you learn the game. Like, in some cases, it's outright straight up like, hey, we're the tutorial. Press right to go right. Press A to access your... Like, it tells you what to do in an attempt to become user-friendly. And some of the older games, like the original Super Mario Brothers, is actually like designed to be a tutorial, even though it doesn't tell you how to do anything. So, how like, and there's like a whole like YouTube video that's like half an hour explaining this. I didn't watch any of it, but I've heard bits and pieces about how like the level design of Super Mario Brothers, the original one, like where you're jumping around and being Bowser, and there's 8 worlds and all that, and the level is designed to make sure you understand like everything you have to do by the end of the level. So you're on a like plane. You start on plain screen. So you're like, and you have a controller, and that's the other thing. The controller only can do so much because it's an NES controller. So you have a deep directional pad. And you have A and B. Those are your buttons. That's what you're working with. So your natural reaction is just move around. So you go left and right. And you move in those around, and then you press B, and whoa, look, you can jump. So you move left and right and jump, and so now you can do that. And then there's, like the bricks. You jump on the bricks, and there's a question block, and you jump on the question block, and like a mushroom comes out, and it makes you big. Well, it's all stuff you know, right?
Yeah.
So it puts like a Goomba down there, and if you touch the Goomba and you die, then you know the Goombas are bad. And then if you jump over the Goomba like gets programmed in at the specific time. So if you jump over the Goomba, you're gonna basically hit the question block and make the mushroom come out.
Right.
And the mushroom always moves to the right unless it bounces off something. It moves to the left. So there's a pipe there, and so the mushroom hits the pipe, bounces off it, and moves to the left. And it makes it so it's really hard for you to not hit the mushroom because you might think the mushroom is evil or it'll kill you. So it hits you and then makes you big. And like, oh wow, that mushroom's good. I want more of those. And like, I could talk about a whole bunch of other stuff, but I'm going off on a big tangent right now. Point is, Super Mario Brothers really user friendly. You just get into it, you understand it quickly. Minecraft is so user friendly. Like you said, it's literally playing in a sandbox. You don't have to.
There isn't a tutorial. There's like play multiplayer. Now, if you did it on the Xbox, which you started on the Xbox, do you remember when the Xbox 360, when you'd start, they'd give you a world called tutorial?
Yeah, I remember
you were
that.
stuck in the invisible blocks. You couldn't go past this area. Yeah, I think they took that out now, but that was pretty much a tutorial if you were going to play on that.
And like when we started playing, there wasn't a tutorial mode. We got in the dirt, and that was it. And like, I think your first experience was on PC, right?
Well, my first experience was on Pocket Edition.
On Pocket Edition, yeah.
But they still had zombies.
So the controls are like the same.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are, like if you're on the PC, then maybe you're using a mouse. But
what's funny is I never liked. You know how on PC you use WSAD?
Yeah.
I did not like that at all.
I had to be on left-handed.
I had my but I moved my keyboard all the way over, and I used the forward, back, side, and left and right. That's actually on the keyboard. Just because it looked more right than, I'm going to accidentally press E if I keep doing WSAD.
WASD.
Yeah. But because that's another thing. In Minecraft, you could change what buttons do what.
Yeah.
If you want Z to open up the inventory, you can do that.
Yeah.
For no reason at all. Yeah.
Yeah, like it plops you in, and then you're like, it's kind of like the same vibe as Super Mario Brothers. Like you plop in, you're like, well, I'm here. And I should probably move around.
There's a lot of differences.
Of course, there's a lot of differences.
Yeah.
But just like in the sense of like it's not telling you what to do.
Yeah.
The game is not saying, hey, press this button to do this. It just plops you in, and you're like,
You're pretty much told to do what you're pretty much told what to do in Mario though. There's a somewhat clear objective.
Yeah. Like I'm saying there's no tutorial.
Kind What I like about Minecraft is there's no boss. I mean, there kind of is.
Yeah, there is a boss.
But it kind of takes you a while to figure it out, especially if you're just playing on survival.
Yeah.
But other than like the legends you read about in that YouTube video about Herobrine, other than that, you're really just like it's going to be pretty easy to kill these zombies. You just keep hitting them and then run away.
I just saw this meme where it's like, if Herobrine isn't real, and then why did my dad die of a Herobrine overdose?
Oh my god.
That's so
terrible.
Oh wow. My god. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Wow. I'm speechless.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's pretty funny though. But yeah, Herobrine was just like,
yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I still learned how to add mods into Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like I could, but by now I just wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I tried getting Herobrine. I tried the different portals and stuff that people would talk about on YouTube. But it was just clickbait for the most part. Because they make you think there wasn't a mod, but there was. A modification.
Yeah. So, like, I think my first time playing was really just a lot of... Because I'm trying to think about my first experience of Minecraft, with, like, what I did without a tutorial, without any needed controls. I think at some point I clicked the button that was, like, attack or dig or whatever, like, depending on what tool you're holding. And I was like, ooh, I just got a piece of grass. Ooh. I want more of those. So I just ended up, like, getting, like, 60 grasses. And then I did do it. Then I was like, can I just, like, punch a tree? So I went and started punching the tree, and that one, like, broke, and I got wood. I'm like, ooh, I can make wood.
Right.
And then I pressed a different, and maybe I pressed a different button, or maybe one of my brothers was, like, showing me, and I was like, oh, there's a crafting table. I put wood and wood and wood and wood and wood, and now I have a... Well, it wasn't a crafting table.
Right.
But you have to make a crafting table. So there's like a really basic crafting table where you can make a crafting table.
You get the 4x4.
Yeah.
In any of the game when you press E.
Yeah. And then when you make the crafting table, you can go there and use that to...
Then you get 3x4.
Once you make the crafting table, I think that a lot more becomes apparent to you, because then you want to use the crafting table, and then you learn that, okay, I have a grass, a dirt, and a stick. I can make this. And then you like can kind of figure out, or I have ham and I have fire. Mm-hmm. I can make roasted pork. You're not really being accurate with what you're saying. No, I'm not. Like I'm saying, it's been years since I played.
Right.
But like you can make fishing poles, and
there's
been so many updates at the game, so I can't remember. Like
I think we're at like 1.15 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like
I would get 1.5 on a USB from a kid, and 1.7.
Yeah,
and 1.7, the version that my friend gave me, I was allowed to get updates and shit. But yeah,
have you ever made like an actual?
Oh like, I had 3 or 4 cities. I had a working. Is that what you were gonna ask?
No.
Oh, okay.
But no, but keep going. Keep going.
I was just saying, like, I'd find a village, and then I'd put them in a forest, and then I built a residential area, and then I built the World Trade Center, because why not? And then I made a stadium, though. That's what I was going to say. I made a stadium where I put villagers in, and by then you had the command block where you could use the invisible blocks. Yeah, learning how commands worked was really cool. You were basically like coding when you were 13.
Yeah.
But, I got them invisible blocks so they would stay in their seats or whatever, and then I had the lights work and stuff. It was pretty cool. But my dad would always delete Minecraft off the computer because he thought it was making it slow. I don't really know whether it was or not, but I understand that now as an adult. So all that stuff is lost now. But I had fun doing it.
Rip the triple cities.
What's up?
I said rip the triple cities, because you made 3 of them, or about 3.
Yeah, I think I made about 3.
Okay. My original question was, have you ever tried to make a society?
Oh, well, that's kind of the same thing.
Did you ever play on a server with people online on Minecraft?
A couple times. That's the thing, though. When you played, especially back in the day, Minecraft multiplayer on PC was really hard to do, and it still is. Because you have to get through your router and all that stuff and change different things. Yeah. You literally have to code a couple times.
Yeah.
On the Xbox, it's easy. You would just play. And I played with a few people on Xbox. I didn't build societies, though. I just made duels. So in creative, we'd build bedrock and obsidian and a little gated area so you couldn't get out, obviously, when you're playing survival. And then your side, it was like a snowball fight.
Yeah.
So I do that, but nothing close to a society.
Yeah. So when we were, by we I mean like like me and my brothers and like Ben and Andrew and a few others. So we were all on Xbox and we were playing Minecraft, and there's like most of the time we would do either we or they. I wasn't in all of them, but I was in some of them. Would do like raid worlds, where the objective was to raid someone's house and steal all their stuff, pretty much, or pillage, or go out and hunt and kill them. Right. But, like, you like have like your own like house, and you're supposed to guard it really well.
Right.
But one time we were like, let's just attempt like a society, like one that has like stores.
I like how that's the thing that's like on second thought. Let's have something peaceful.
Like let's have like we had like stores and like taxes and.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Like, there's like methods.
You put taxes.
Well, like payment. Like you have to pay for it. Like I remember, I held like a snack shack, and I sold like apples and golden apples. Like we put it on creative mode, so I could get like myself like 100 golden apples.
Right. 64.
64.
Right.
64 plus 46. That's 110. Dude, I saw this one meme.
In a world where 77 plus 33 equals 100.
Dude, I saw this one meme where it's like 77% of people. It was like the 77% of people that don't know how to do math. Like us and the other 33%.
I think I saw the same girl share it. It was funny, bro. I laughed.
Dude, I want to keep referencing memes every time I think of them, without hesitation, without remorse, without guilt. Anyways, I held a snack shack.
Yeah.
And like people came in and they gave me shoot, what did we use? Diamonds. We used diamonds. You gave me diamonds and I gave you like food. And there was like this like little I did like this raffle. It was like kind of like the lottery where you give me like 20 diamonds and like I just put like a bunch of random stuff in a chest, and some of it was like rotten flesh and some of it was like more diamonds. And I just closed my eyes and just moved the cursor around.
Isn't it funny?
And then like open my eyes, I'm like, you get that.
Isn't it funny how even with the villagers trading and stuff, whenever anyone starts a Minecraft world or a city or society, it's capitalism.
Yeah.
It's capitalistic, I guess would be the word.
Because that's what we understand. We don't understand.
You don't want to hand out all those people the same 3 golden ingots.
Yeah, if we lived in it, so it's easier for us to understand.
Right, but that's the thing, though. I wonder
if we lived in a high socialistic country and we somehow all had access to Minecraft and Wi-Fi, then
let's say communist. So I wonder if the Chinese, if they had Minecraft, I wonder if they were building cities and what those looked like.
I'm sure that'd be close to their culture. I'm assuming.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I wonder if they would do it that way, or just because of how the game is, you would just kind of end up, okay, you pay this and get this. And it's like that simple. I'm just saying I wonder.
The only thing I don't know if Minecraft is oversimplifying it to a certain extent. I mean,
well, they do choose what blocks you're allowed to have. So
yeah,
you're given these ingots and food
and you can choose what the currency is.
Right.
And after that point, I don't think that, like...
You can also kind of choose a scarcity.
Like, I think you could implement communism in Minecraft. I think you could do it.
I'm just saying.
I don't think you can implement communism in Minecraft because I don't think communism works, and I don't think you can implement it anywhere,
right?
And it'd be a success. But like, I think you could attempt communism in Minecraft and kind of get a framework of it,
right?
Kind of thing. Would it be kind of awkward? Yeah, but communism isn't awkward, so I mean, it's like I don't think it's like, oh, we can't do communism because it's Minecraft and it's only diamonds. Like, I don't think that's like the case.
And all I'm really saying is I feel like even if you were to start out a communist regime in a Minecraft world, I feel like people's natural instincts and how they would, especially if you made it multiplayer, it would kind of just end up being, like, it wouldn't even be an oligarchy. It would really just end up being like a normal capitalistic society. A little bit of democracy and all that.
Yeah. In Soviet Russia, diamond mine you.
Oh my gosh, your accent's better than mine. I wish I had a good Russian accent.
Yeah. But I feel like somewhere in this parallel universe, there's 2 people in China, 20-year-old males having a podcast, and they're like, do you think you do capitalism in Minecraft? Like, no, don't be ridiculous.
You said China?
I don't know. I switched to
You're
Russian.
doing the Russian accent.
Well, I can't do a Chinese accent. I have to do Chinese, and I don't know Chinese, so
Yeah.
they speak their English.
Well, they're not communist in Russia anymore, right? They're not still communists.
No, are they?
The USSR fell. I would assume they are like most European countries are socialist.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
Like a mixed bag of socialism and capitalism.
Yeah.
Like we're not. USA is a mixed bag. We're not. We're
How so?
We're not 100% capitalism. There's some social.
Well, trust me, I know that.
Yeah, there's some socialistic elements
what
in
else
our.
Are we if not though?
What?
What else are we? You're saying we're a mix.
Yeah, mix of heavily dominating capitalism, and then elements of socialism.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Right.
So we're not 100%. Just like we're not 100% a pure democracy.
Right.
Because we have, we're a representative
democracy.
We're a representative democracy.
It makes you wonder how the Greeks did it. If they were really purely a real democracy, a direct democracy, if you will.
Well, I've heard that
it makes you wonder. So they had a smaller amount of people.
Yeah.
But I really wonder if they were just putting names in ballots, and then that was going to be the next person, or tyrant, kind of. They kind of had tyrants back then.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wonder.
Well, you hear all these things about tyranny of the majority and tyranny of you even hear tyranny of the minority when you're talking about representative democracy.
Right.
But I heard this one quote that was like, pure democracy is two wolves and a sheep arguing over what's for dinner tonight.
I can understand that.
Which I mean, it makes sense to me, of
Right.
course. But I mean, it's obviously things are a little more complicated than that. But I mean, that's explaining tyranny of the majority in pure democracy, kind of
right.
thing. Like you never hear from the 40% or the 45% kind of deal. And I don't know. It's always confused me, Like I understand why the tyranny of the majority is a problem, but we're getting political on Jam Machines today. That's cool. So if two sides of the country, and I say sides, I don't mean geographically, I mean like two opposing political sides, are completely divided on an issue. Like obviously the smaller portion shouldn't have the final say, right?
You're quite. When you say that, I just think to myself, like, why is there a final say going to any certain group of people? I'm not necessarily.
So what do you mean by there shouldn't be? Are you saying there shouldn't be a final say?
I mean, what are you trying to say? Because I'm wondering why that's the question at all. Why does someone have to be the final say?
Well, I mean, there should be a final say in who the president of the United States is.
Oh, okay, yeah. But,
okay, and if you are talking about a popular vote, that is pure democracy. And if you go to electoral college, that is why do I keep forgetting it? Representative democracy.
Right.
And obviously, with the representative democracy, although the majority of the states, so the majority of the different populations that may have different varying needs have decided the president, the physical number of people who have decided the president are the minority.
Okay.
And that is what people take issue with that. But with pure democracy, it's okay. Well, screw you, 49%.
Yeah.
But that kind of also happens with a representative democracy most of the time because it's just screw you, 51%.
Yeah.
Am I overthinking this? Like I don't even know if I have.
I don't think you're overthinking it. It's
I'm just like I'm interested. I'm confused by it and interested and intrigued by it.
Yeah, trust me, and I don't have any more answers for you that you're really searching for. All I'm saying is, I'm fine with how everything stands right now.
Yeah.
Even when, let's say, someone I liked, if we're talking about the president,
I just use that as an example of the final say.
Right. If in a situation where someone I liked lost the popular vote, but won the popular vote but lost the electoral. Because if you really understand what the Electoral College is, it's really made to balance out. Whether it does or not, that there's a lot to argue about.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah, the electoral college is largely there to make sure that like people
Right.
remember that Wyoming exists. You know,
Yeah, it's
because who's going to campaign? Who's going to campaign in Wyoming?
Right, our country is very large.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different things to take into account. The people that own land and the different part. We're all very spread out across half the world. There's a lot to take into consideration, so it's hard to say that there's really one right way to do things.
Yeah.
So, you're arguing about 51 or 49. It's going to have to be one of them.
Yeah, I think it's hard because I think if you go pure democracy, the vote of a person in Wyoming matters nothing. And if you go representative democracy, then the vote of a person in Wyoming matters a little, matters more. You could argue it matters more than the vote of a person in California, of course. Right. And obviously, I know someone's going to go out there and say, the whole point is that everyone gets one vote. And then I get that, but I mean, there's this thing called campaigning. Right. And I think, obviously, different states have, like, different mentalities, have different cultures that may require different, like, kinds of thinking. So if you go to campaign in Wyoming, it's because you want to get the majority of the votes in Wyoming. Like, right. And even if Donald Trump didn't do a lot of campaigning in California because he just knows that the mentality of that state is just leaning towards blue. Mm-hmm. So if we're talking about like going out and reaching the votes and reaching the masses and like, like structuring your policies around the states and the people that you want to get those votes, then it starts to become apparent that people in Wyoming wouldn't matter that much.
Right. And even when you get over all the hurdles that we're mentioning, you also have to take into consideration what I don't know what you'd call him, someone who's running for president. Campaignee? What would you call him?
Candidate.
A candidate, yeah.
Yeah.
And how the candidate feels about certain things, whatever. So if the red and blue are split on one thing in America, it's like, well, does that thing affect people in Wyoming or people in California?
Yeah. So
do the people in California, if let's say it affects more people in California, well, maybe their vote does kind of matter more because it affects them more. Even if you get all those hurdles, there's too many things to get. There's no perfect way to do it.
Of course not. Of course not.
And that's. There's always going to be a short end of the stick somewhere. And that's how I see it. I don't think there's any way to really win for everyone.
Not unless you vote gold.
Yeah, well.
You need a driver's license to buy you need a license to buy a car. You don't need a license to operate a toaster.
There's a reason you know what that video is, and that's because there was a TikTok challenge saying what's an embarrassing thing, no matter the party, or what's an embarrassing political.
What's next? Needing a license to make toast in a toaster.
It's embarrassing.
Dude, that was so funny.
All parties have their embarrassing moments. You saw what the Green Party did.
We need to abolish the Senate.
Yeah.
If
you're coming in that cold, good luck,
dude. If you're unaware, I think the I can't remember. Jill?
The candidate
was it Jill? No, it was no.
Howie. I think he goes by Howie, but it's like Howard Hawkins.
Yeah, go ahead. You know it better than I do.
He just posted on Twitter. I decided to follow him because I wasn't only going to follow 2 or 3 political people, so I wanted to see everyone that was running, and I followed him. And he said the first tweet that came up on my timeline was that we needed to abolish the U.S. Senate, and there was what do you want to call it with Twitter? Where you can add more tweets. What's like a thread?
Oh,
there was no thread. It was just that.
Oh, like it was just that was it. That's the tweet.
And there was no. And I was like, was I supposed to be like raised in this party to like know what this means? Why? Obviously would be the question. I watched his campaign video with his with the woman he was running with, and they really weren't explaining their positions on things, and I was like.
I think the argument for abolishing the Senate, as fragile and stupid as it is that people are just upset that why does California with 55 million people have 2 senators and Wyoming with 300,000 people have 2 senators?
Because there's this thing called the House of Representatives.
Yes, and I'm not going to give a history lesson, but that's That's where that's coming from. We're at 59 minutes.
Right.
We're doing good. I don't know if I want to get any more politics today.
Well,
I think
it's funny because we're talking about Minecraft.
We were.
I want to say one more thing about Minecraft, and that's
let's go back to Minecraft.
The soundtrack for the game, by, if I remember his name correctly, it's C418.
Oh yeah, I remember those that string of like characters for some reason.
Yeah, so that's the artist who came up with it. He did 2 albums, I think, for Minecraft. The work he did on that with Wet Hands, Door, Key, and Danny, those are one of my favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if, and that's the thing that you get chills when I think you're supposed to read this quote, but it says, we miss Minecraft because it changed so much, but maybe we just changed so much. And that's why when I listen to those songs, I feel like I'm going back to how I was when I was a kid. I feel like nothing's changed. I still don't really have leg hair, it feels like. I'm listening to that song, and I'm digging a hole to see how many blocks far I can get under to find redstone or whatever.
It's almost euphoric in a sense,
Yeah, it is. But I just, a particular shout out to him for that score, because I don't think the game would be as nostalgic as it is without it.
Oh, of course not.
Continue.
I think it's really hard for a video game to like have music that's like at the same time like really good and really memorable and interesting, but also not like overtaking the game. Like you don't want to like get so encapsulated in the music like you forget about the game. But like Minecraft music could just be going on for hours and you don't even like remember. You don't even remember that's there. You're just so focused on the game, and the music just complements it so well that it's. Right. I think they're just a perfect mesh kind of deal.
I think it's great. I just got it's called Volume Alpha, I believe, the first album for Minecraft by C418, and I might be getting that name wrong. It might be C148. I don't know. I mess it up sometimes. But I just got it on vinyl because normally it's about $400 to $500 on eBay.
Yeah.
I just got a deal on it. I got it for like about $150.
Yeah.
And I also wanted the Wii Music album, but that's also another few $100s. It's not worth it. But that Minecraft album is timeless, and I'm so glad I'm going to get to listen to it soon.
Yeah. Speaking of which, just a small side bit. A lot of people are aware that Steve from Minecraft got into Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, which is like a video game that I play a lot. And it was funny because they were like doing the direct. I watched it afterwards. I didn't watch it as live, but they were talking about what they do is they like introduce the character. And this is before it gets released, and they show his moveset, and they show his stages, and they show the soundtrack, like the songs that get added and all that stuff. And they were like, we really want to put in like the music from Minecraft, but it's like it's too calming and like it's too relaxing for a game where you're trying to destroy each other. So they just had to like either like really heavily remix it or just do like original scores. And I was like, honestly, I would just like to listen to Minecraft music while playing Super Smash Brothers. If I'm being completely honest, I think that would have been like a weird but really pleasant experience.
I think I don't even play Smash, but I think I'm glad that they did that, because even at the most intense parts of playing Minecraft, because you'll hear do 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 do. You'll hear that while you're like at one heart trying to kill a zombie.
Stop!
Defending your stuff. You're like the most adrenaline you've made in 10 days if you're a kid and you don't play sports. But even then, it's still, the music really is kind of playing at a bad time. You're really not appreciating it. So I'd imagine if I was halfway off falling off a floating island playing Smash, I really wouldn't want to be calmed like that.
Yeah.
So I think they made a good call on that.
Oh, I think they made a good call. I just think it'd be funny if they did. And
right.
I don't know. I feel like I weirdly enjoy it. If it's just like they just threw it in as like a. You can. I mean, just in case you really want to listen to it while you play, kind of thing.
Right. You can always, record your Let's Play and put it on during it.
Oh yeah. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Do you have anything you want to say?
It's a night.
It's a night.
That's all midnight. I need to say.
We're both departing for vacations very soon, so
But there will be.
Watch episode 8 because it's gonna go down.
Right.
But like, even though I guess we agree with each other now, but
I don't know. I don't know. I'm still gonna.
We're in agreement though that you can drink 20 in 24 hours. Can we get there?
No, I said I'm starting to believe it, but that doesn't.
Okay, so you're not there yet.
No, and I might not be.
I would like to propose that after this gallon of water, you're gonna be there.
Okay.
That's what I like to propose.
Propose
You want me to drink one with you, or do you want to just go solo?
If you feel left out, I guess you can.
If I feel left out,
I'm drinking a gallon of distilled water cold.
Okay. All right.
Which, by the way, a gallon is like 3.5 liters. So
it's 8 cups.
Yeah.
64 fluid ounces.
I will bring 8 cups here today, or the next time, and I think I can drink 8 of them.
If I can drink 8 cups of Mountain Dew, I can drink 8 cups of water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Dude, that Mountain Dew did something to me. Dude, like my stomach would not like contract or suck in. It was
weird. I don't want to say I was dizzy when I was walking out, but I felt weird.
Dude, I figured, I was talking to Adon about it before I left. I was like, I was like, wow, I drank way more Mountain Dew than I thought I was going to, because I figured like we're just gonna pour like little shots, like small shots of it.
Right.
But like we're pouring like half a cup each, so it adds up to like 3 bottles in 1 hour. That's a lot. But that's like 48. So that's like we're about like 75% of a gallon. So
we had fun though.
It was fun. Fun times were had. Fun times were had tonight. I had no idea we were gonna get to the electoral college tonight.
Yeah. Well, it happens.
It happened, dude. It happened.
And we didn't really get political. We were just talking about ideologies.
No, honestly. Oh yeah, for real. Yeah. I don't think. And I'm not saying this show can't get political. I mean, it's already.
Things are happening in the world, and it'd be weird if we.
Like, I'm not gonna bring someone who's completely opposite me on the political spectrum and be like, "Hey, let's debate all this on the podcast."
Yeah,
like,
no,
it's not. Like, but like, it's not. I'm never gonna be like, "Oh, no, not jam machines." Like, it's like if we stray there, then let's talk about it, bro.
There's stuff happening all around us, and it'd be weird if we specifically didn't talk about it.
Yeah, like we spent every episode talking about like donuts or like,
and that can be funny and can be relieving sometimes in this chaotic world we live in.
Oh yeah,
it affects all of our lives in one way or another.
Yeah. Nice.
And on that note, thank you for listening.
This has been Jam Machine episode 7. Stick around for 8. Things are going to go down. I hope you have a wonderful night.